with your host, Brain Fitzpatrick. Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged is a snapshot of the day-to-day experiences of disabled individuals as they navigate the world around us. We wish to shed light and open your eyes on a new perspective of people with disabilities. And by going unplugged, we can discuss viewpoints we hope will challenge our viewers' points of view. Most of us have disabilities we must live with, but what defines us is the way we deal with them. And now, here's your host, Brain Fitzpatrick.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick coming to you live from the facilities of Pittsburgh Community Television. Today, I kind of wanted to just tell you a little bit about something that people ask me all the time, and I touched base on it just a little bit the other day, but I want to expand on it a little more. For all intents and purposes, I have two lives going on every day. And not every day, but quite often I have two lives. I have an agency life and I have a personal life, meaning I need so much care and so much to be done that sometimes it takes better part of a day to get it all done. But the UCP, United Cerebral Palsy of Western Mass, is very good at trying to separate personal from care. And what I mean by that is I have to wear two different hats, is what I'm saying. I have to wear boss hat, plus I have to run my personal life as far as what I want to do and stuff, and sometimes it gets a little hard. So when people say to me, being in a chair, is it fun? Yeah, at times it can be, but not only do you have to worry about the not falling, stuff like that, but you have to make sure there's staff available, and it's not as easy as 1, 2, 3, there you go, you got staff, but it can be interesting and it can be very challenging. But due to some of my experiences and the best way for me to explain it is I have to take other people's opinions and weigh them out to what I want to do and what I want my life to be, because other people could tell me to do something one way and I could want to do it another way, and that doesn't always bode well for everybody to I spend a lot of time explaining my situation to people, and sometimes that's work in itself and trying to make sure that everybody understands everything. So, and the other situation is too, situations can change at a moment's notice as far as what happens, because life is life, and it's gonna be interesting to, it can be challenging and it can be frustrating. And what I want to tell people is communication is the key. As long as you're able to communicate what the challenges are and what you need, you should be able to get through most of the problems. It's not always easy, but when you got a good team behind you, both agency-wise and staff-wise, that it makes it a lot easier. And one of the things I'm doing right now, recently, is I'm going between North Adams and Pittsfield UCP offices, one being on 208 West Street, and the other one being on 535 Current Highway in North Adams. And spending some time up there, getting to know the clients up there. And not that I can tell you everything, but I can just give you a basic idea and give you a basic rundown of what the agency is doing and how services can be given, services can be obtained, and how that all goes. So on the 12th, we will be having Kristen, one of the managers at UCB, and Randy, the CEO of UCB, on the show. And then in October, we're gonna start a series where I'm gonna take people from each department of UCP, and each department from UCB, and kind of give you an overview of what the department does and what kind of services and what kind of activities people can receive, and how it all works the best I can. So we're going to be doing that for a while. But today, like I said, I wanted to just tell you that the basic idea of seeing somebody in a chair and saying that must be fun. Well, there are fun aspects to it, but it's very frustrating and very emotionally tiring. Sometimes, because you gotta take take into account other people's needs, and they don't always match what you need, but you gotta be respectful of their needs and their wants, because there's only so much you can do as a boss. You can't say no. You can't have you can say no. You can say no to people and make sure that you got services, but you gotta maintain the staff's human rights as well as the client, as well as the consumers. And one of the things that I would say is, like I said, communication is the key to doing that. And one of the things that I like about going up to both offices is the fact that one of the things that's been a problem for me is the fact that I have very little privacy when it comes to my house because of the situation that I'm in. Because of the way the house is built and everything, and sometimes I just can't say and have meetings and stuff that I need to have when I'm home, because the staff is pretty much there when I need to talk to people. So by going to the office, that works out better. And so I just think that, and socializing with people works out better that way too, because with COVID going on like it was, I missed a lot of that going out in the community and stuff like that. And you gotta have, it's a delicate balance, and people, you need to let the client, let the consumers, staff that need to deal with the consumers need to realize that, it's one of those things where you need to encourage, do you want me to step out of the room? Do you want me to do this? Do you want me to, like picking out clothes and stuff like that? You gotta encourage the choices that people have, because it is very easy to get into the habit of just doing things for people that they don't ask for, and it can get very frustrating and very much, the client can get mad, and the person trying to take care of the client can get very confused, because it's a case of the client wants something different than the staff, because the staff feels like they're trying to help, and the client feels like they're being they're not giving them the respect they need. And sometimes it's just communication that will solve all that. And one of the things that I've noticed over the past couple of days is when the opinions, even though you give your opinion as far as staff goes, you gotta realize too that your opinion is well taken and well received sometimes, but you can't just say, you gotta do it in such a way that you can state your opinion, but you gotta do it in such a way that you gotta understand that the client is a person too, and whatever that person decides to do, their thing. You may not agree with it, but that's what the situation is. One of the things that I'd like to discuss with you too is I'd like to thank BRTA and the pilot program they have now where from 7:10 at night is considered evening hours. So they are increasing evening hours till next year. It's a pilot program to see if it's gonna work, but the BRTA and the state are listening to us as far as getting that taken care of, and I am constantly in negotiations with the mayor's office and other powers that be to kind of get more transportation. We're always looking for more services, but when I look for more service, what I'm doing is, if I get one extra service a year, and tell people to, again, because I haven't mentioned this in a while, reliability is the most important thing in the industry. One of the most important things in the industry is reliability. If you're not sure you want to do the job, and you're not sure what the job entails, that's fine to admit that. Once you commit to the job, you're kind of committed to the job. And even though you can change your mind, the consumer really relies on what you are committing to and what you can do and not do. And you realizing, because they count on the people, they especially somebody like me who physically can't do things for himself. It makes it very difficult for people like me when people don't show up in the morning to get me out of bed. I understand when people get sick and stuff, but so that's why we push reliability of the staff, and we push being honest with the clients and the consumers. The reason why I say clients and consumers is consumers are because you're consuming a service, and consumers are a lot nicer and a lot more politically correct and a lot more respected than you say. Clients are people with disabilities. We can't always look at people's disabilities. We gotta look at their abilities as well. And in the process of trying to look at people's abilities and their likes and dislikes, sometimes people do too much for them and try to take over for them. And sometimes we don't want to do that as much as the intention is good. We've got the intention is good, but everybody's human, everybody's gonna make mistakes, but we just gotta be aware of situations and see what they're gonna do. When we come back, I will continue the conversation. We will be right back, folks.
You're the God of this city. You're the King of these people. You're the Lord of this nation. You are. You're the light in the darkness. You're the hope to the hopeless. You're the peace to the restless. You are. There is no one like our God. There is no one like you, God. Greater things have yet to come, and greater things are still to be done in this city. You're the Lord of creation, the creator of all things. You're the King above all kings. You are. You're the strength in our weakness. You're the love to the broken. You're the joy in the sadness. You are. There is no one like our God. There is no one like you, God. Greater things yet to come, to be done in this city. As glory shines from hearts alive with praise to you and love for you in this city. Greater things are yet to come, and greater things are still to be done in this city. Greater things are yet to come, greater things are still to be done here. Thank you, God, you are not done here, Lord. Greater things in this city. Oh, Lord. Thank you, God.
Good afternoon, folks. Again, this is Brian Fitzpatrick bringing you an episode of Wheeling the Pathways of Life. And what I wanted to say coming off of that PSA is, yes, we've got disabilities, we've got challenges, but there's a greater thing to be done, and there's great things that people can do with disabilities, and great things they can do without disabilities. But I'll let you guys know a little secret that everybody knows. Everybody who is in the sound of my voice and beyond, everybody in this country and everybody beyond this country has some kind of disability in some way, shape, or form, and they realize that if they realize that wearing glasses is an aid to assist with a disability or challenge. So if we get rid of the attitude of I'll never have a disability, or I'll never never run into those situations, you never know when you could, heck, I didn't expect to run off the sidewalk the other day, but about a month ago, but I did. And, people joke about getting hit by a bus, walking, or, falling off a motorcycle, or, something like that. That can create major disabilities, so be mindful of what's out there and stuff, because you never know when you may need it yourself. And yes, there are challenges that we need to overcome, but there's so much positive situations that can be looked. If you watch the news and everything, there's not much positive on there most of the time, but on when you think about everyday life and how things are looking, you just feel There's some people that don't even go outside because they can't. Because they don't have a wheelchair or they have a disability that's precluding them from going outside and enjoying the outside and enjoying the world around them. So don't ever take advantage of, ever forget the advantages of having the ability to go outside and stuff like that, and having the ability to enjoy what you enjoy. Yeah, it may be difficult at times and get frustrating, but believe me, anybody can be, any situation you think of can be worse for somebody else than it can be for other people. And everybody's different. Everybody's situation is different. But it's not what the situation is. It's how you focus on it. And what you focus on. If you focus on the negative, you're going to have a negative experience. If you focus on the positive, you're more likely to have a positive experience. Or you're more likely to get people asking you questions of how can you be so positive? Because if you are, we do what we know, and if we know how to be negative about things, and we know how to be, because, by an example, I can't walk, but the question is, did I ever know how to truly walk anyway? So what am I going to do if I sit there and worry about? I wonder what I could say. I wonder what it's like, but if I'm not going to have the opportunity to walk, why worry about it? Why sit there and be all that I'm ashamed about it? It is what it is, and situations are there for a reason, and they are. We may not understand what they are, but there's reasons for everything. And even like Christopher Reeve, way back in the day, when he was alive, he didn't expect to fall off a horse or, and wind up being paralyzed from the neck down. But it just happens, and we just gotta roll through life, and we can be negative, we can be grouchy, but one of the things that I'm learning throughout the years, if you're grouchy and mean all the time, nobody's gonna want to work with you. So, it's hard enough to get people, good people, to take care of you. And there are plenty of good people to be caregivers, but they are very hard to find sometimes. So when you have good people, make sure you let them know make sure you let your agencies know that they're doing a good job when they are. Of course, we have no problem telling agencies that we don't like what they do, but we also have we also should give them positive feedback as well, and we also should spend time invested in the staff that are actually doing the hands-on care. And I'm not talking about staff in general, I'm talking about caregivers in general, like mothers, fathers, family, staff from agencies, and you may not agree with the way the agencies are run and the way the agencies do things, but keep in mind that sometimes the people who actually are the ones doing the work aren't the ones that make the rules. So if we take it out on them, that's not always a good thing. A lot of the caregiver situations, a lot of the political stuff and the feelings from the agencies and the consumer standpoints, it gets taken out on, some of the frustration gets taken out on the caregivers, and that's not always a good thing. That's not a good thing at all, because what happens there is if you take out the wrong thing on the staff, you wind up in a much worse off situation than you are. You get caregivers who get burnt out. Burnout is one of the highest things in this field. So as a consumer and as a caregiver and as a family member or something, you gotta watch out for burnout. Burnout is high in any circumstance in this field, but giving them verbal, giving the staff a hard time about what they're doing and stuff, if there's a reason, fine, okay? But don't take out your frustrations on the staff from the agency standpoint as far as what they are doing, what they can do. Leave that up to the agency and leave that up to the consumer and the powers that be in the agencies, because it makes it a very tough work environment if too many cooks are in the soup. It makes bad soup, or too many cooks in the pot make the pot make the food go bad. It just doesn't. It just doesn't come out good, and it makes everybody angry, and we don't want that. We want to be free to do what we want to do, but we got to do it in a respectful way, and we got to do it in such a way that is respectful and willing to make a difference in people's lives. We're here to make a difference in people's lives. And if we're arguing about, well, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right, and we don't come up with a way to fix it, or we don't come up with a way to suggest to fix it, we can point it out until we're blue in the face, but what's that gonna do if we point it out and have no suggestions on how to fix it? Because we can point out the bad things, but we need to have a way to, or suggestions on how to fix things. And as I say that, I will give you an opportunity to do that just now. Not right now, but I will, if you got any suggestions for me or questions for agencies and stuff like that that you'd like me to ask, or questions about services that I'm getting, so you can get them too. You can get a hold of me at Wheeling the Pathway of Life at gmail.com. Kelsey, can you pop that up for me? Okay, it is a book. I'm just going by the way that's up right now because I can't see it.